Welcome to Lightning Ministries Daily Devotional. Today's topic, what are we looking forward to? We're looking at Joel chapters 1, 2, and 3. But what I'd like to focus on is chapter 2, verse 13. Well, let me say verse 12. It says, "Now therefore, says the Lord, turn to me with all your heart, with fasting, with weeping, with mourning." I realized in this story here that the locusts had attacked the land in which these guys lived and was taking their livelihoods away. But I realized that more often than not, waiting involves a lot of stress and worry, and we're not willing to discern that, especially when we don't know how long it will take or until the holding pattern comes to an end. I referenced that to bad marriage or the loss of a job or the loss of a loved one, not knowing whether you're going to get a job soon or your loved one's going to be healed or your marriage is going to be restored. But I realized that during the wait, you and I sometimes turn away from God and yearn for a time when things felt easier. But what if you and I turn towards God and look forward instead of what will be, instead of what was? Here in this story about the prophet Joel, he spoke to God's people during a challenging time when their land had been involved or invaded by locusts. Now, their livelihoods, as I mentioned, were destroyed not only by pestilence, but by a drought. And the people themselves were extremely hungry. What's another word? Starving. That's the word. Those were the days full of not only utter gloom, but destruction, and as most of us would say, a time of darkness. Yet God did not point them back to the good old days. Instead, God pointed them to a future to himself. That's where their focus should have been. He called them to return to him and remind them that day of not only redemption, but vindication that would be ultimately coming soon. And while it's true that ultimately could be generations away, because remember, sometimes you don't get the job the moment you lose one, or that your marriage is not restored because of some kind words or a noble deed. But I realize that there can be comfort in knowing God's promises of restoration is certain, regardless of what we're going through or dealing with. On that day here, there will be a tremendous rejoicing when our cups are overflowing, and everyone who calls on the name of the Lord shall be saved. Well, let's say it another way, will be saved. So, when I see myself turning my eyes towards that certain yet far off day, I too find that my strength needs to keep on waiting for the unknown or the unseen. That's where faith comes in. So today I challenge you, no matter what you're going through, allow God to take you through it by allowing to take that time to look forward, not behind. Have a blessed day.